In terms of NBA champions and finals matchups, there hasn't been a repeat champion or repeat matchup since the Golden State Warriors and Cleveland Cavaliers faced off for 4 years in a row. While the Warriors were able to take 3 of those 4 matchups, they lost the one that mattered the most as they allowed a 3-1 comeback during their 73-9 season. On a recent episode of Mind the Game with LeBron James and Steve Nash, the two NBA legends discussed the 2016 finals, where James and the Cavaliers made that unprecedented 3-1 comeback. A major storyline from that series was Draymond Green's suspension. As James opened up about how he viewed the absence on the topic of those finals, Nash asked James, "With Draymond out for Game 5, did you guys feel a certain sense of opportunity, or did you think Oracle is just tough to play in?" "No, we felt it was going to be even tougher. Because role players play even better at home," James responded. "We knew what Steph, Curry, and Klay Thompson was going to bring, but we know Leandro Barbosa, Maurice Spites, Harrison Barnes, Andre Iguodala. Green was absolutely stellar in that series against Cleveland, leading all scorers in Game 7 with 32 points as well as 15 rebounds. However, without his defense out there in Game 5, Kyrie Irving and James both scored 41 points, and Thompson and Curry didn't have enough help to push them to a series-clinching win. Michael Beasley played alongside LeBron James on the Miami Heat and Los Angeles Lakers, and he believes his former teammate is the greatest of all time. During an appearance on the Common Denominator podcast, Beasley was asked to pick between James and Michael Jordan and went with the former without hesitation. "I start with the one everybody know, the points, the longevity, all that," Beasley said. "With Jordan, they don't talk about the negativity, they don't talk about the playoff losses, they don't talk about the fact that he actively sought out Dennis Rodman, who was already a 2-time champion and shot to Jordan because he's Jordan, but they don't tell the story of him having to learn the championship pedigree," Beasley stated. "LeBron James gave us, or has given us, the opportunity to be witnesses. We watched his good, his bad, we watched his ups, his downs so long, and he's been so great that we don't have anything to say. So we now talk about his son," Beasley continued. "That's my personal argument. My stat argument is LeBron James. Put every player's stats on the board and take everybody's name off, and now we play a Easter egg hunt. We got to find 5 eggs. If we look for the best point guard, LeBron James will be somewhere top 5. His stats will be somewhere in the top 5, Beasley added. Look for the best 2, 3, 4, 5, LeBron James. You'll never see his stats no lower than 6th, 7th on all 5 of those. 6th man, all of that." Beasley added that Jordan also had the fortune of not having to deal with social media. He believes that James has had to deal with so much more negativity and is amazed that he is still delivering the way he has. The intangible aspects aside, James has built up a solid case to be regarded as the best ever. The 40-year-old has won 4 titles, 4 finals MVPs, 4 MVPs, a scoring title, and an assist title in his career. James is also the NBA's all-time leading scorer, 42,184 points, and ranks 4th in assists, 11,584. He has the most All-Star and All-NBA selections as well, with 21 each. It's a phenomenal resume, but is it better than Jordan's? Jordan won 6 titles, 6 finals MVPs, 5 MVPs, a DPOY, and 10 scoring titles in his career. He made 14 All-Star and 11 All-NBA teams along the way. Jordan also made the All-Defensive First Team 9 times, tied for the most in history. Considering Jordan only played 15 seasons compared to 22 for James, he is going to be far behind in terms of stats and certain accolades. The Chicago Bulls icon has still won more titles, though, and that's all that matters in some circles. While more and more from today's generation, like Beasley, are siding with James on the debate, a lot of the old heads aren't budging. Kenny Smith stated that James will not touch the Jordan fiber. He claimed that defense is the separating point when it comes to them. "We did a full comparison of Jordan and James' careers, and the former came out on top. It wasn't particularly close either. The last time we saw John Halliburton, father of Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton, at an NBA game, he was getting in the face of Giannis Antetokounmpo after Indiana had just come from 7 points down in the final 40 seconds of overtime to win the game and the series. Antetokounmpo handled it like a pro. Tyrese said his father was in the wrong, and while John Halliburton apologized, he was banned from attending Pacers home or road games by the team's front office, a ban that carried through the entire second round against Cleveland. That ban has been lifted, starting with Game 4 against the Knicks on Tuesday night, a story broken by ESPN's Shams Charania and confirmed by other reports. However, the elder Halliburton will be in a suite, rather than courtside, as he traditionally has been. John will be in the building for a critical Game 4, where Indiana leads the series 2-1 but dropped Game 3 at home after leading by 20 points in the first half. Karl-Anthony Towns took over late in Game 3 and New York will need another big game from him, and a big one from Jalen Brunson, or the Halliburton family will be celebrating again. If the Boston Celtics want to get out of salary cap jail and dip under the second apron of the luxury tax, they'll need to shed at least $20 million in salary this offseason. That would require trading a core rotation player, and Drew Holiday is among the potential options. While Holiday provides excellent shooting, rock-solid defense, and valuable veteran leadership, he's set to make $32.4 million next season on the second year of a 4-year, $134.4 million contract. If the Celtics find a willing trade partner for the 34-year-old, they could save a significant amount against the cap while handing a bigger role to reigning Sixth Man of the Year Peyton Pritchard. And it sounds like there's at least one team interested in Holiday's services, as longtime NBA reporter Mark Stein wrote Monday. The Dallas Mavericks are expected to at least explore whether there are any feasible trade pathways to acquiring Holiday, complicated as that would likely be given the 3 years and $104 million still left on Holiday's contract. Stein noted that Charlotte Hornets point guard Lonzo Ball would be a far more reasonable trade target for Dallas. But Mavs general manager Nico Harrison just traded a generational talent, Luka Doncic, on the basis that defense wins championships, so you'd have to think he'd have a strong affinity for Holiday, a 2-time NBA champion and 6-time NBA All-Defense selection.